busy people and the data science community. So I have severe cold, but I'll be doing my day two challenge, and I'll some things which I'll be walking through in this video are data frame creation, inserting data into a data frame, different ways of inserting data, and also how can you replace your data and fill missing values in the data, and also detect and see if you have any null values in the data or missing values, and how to repair those missing values as well. So let's start today's challenge. My nose is blocked here. It's okay. Chalo, let's start. So I'm taking some vague numbers to see if any different kinds of data can be formed. And yeah, one another note. Some questions which I've added in the end of this um, notebook, they were asked in data scientist and machine learning interview questions, because data frame basics and grouping data or sorting data or filling data, it is asked very commonly in Azure Databricks and PySpark interviews as well. So be a little attentive. Okay, and this is the list input, and we can take tuples and different kinds of data types in this as well. And columns is basically the header name of the data frame, and this is a dictionary, and in this dictionary this is the column name and these are the rows values. So for code you have like this, and area name you have this kind of data. And you can also pass the column names and the index values. Index values are basically the row name for each data frame, and like this you can pass year. And if you pass year, then I mean to say, if you pass like index parameter in the while creating the data frame, then you have it like this. But if you pass index year itself, then like g of 2 comma g2 comma 3 comma index is equal to 1 comma 2 comma index is equal to 1 comma 2, like this. um, then there's a high chance that the data will be very cleanly displayed. I'll be showing you that as well. And here we have different data sizes, but we have given the index and columns. So the what will be the result? The result will be an NaN rather than a data result. Um, so that was asked as an interview question with one of the hiring companies, um, and this was basically a bit based question where they give you a rapid fire round for 30 minutes, and every question, like there were 80 questions in 30 minutes you have to answer them, and it was +3 and negative minus 1.5. So it was a tough round. So I remember those questions, and some of them I have added here. And here you can see we can use different another method as well, list and zip, L1 L2. And some people were even asking like, how do you iterate over data frames just by zipping or enumerating? And it is one of the most asked question in lead code as well, for the data frames. So this is how you create it, by giving the columns. And here you can see another thing, that the data here, it is equal. Here 5 values and another 5 values, you can zip it. But if you have irregular values, if the quantities are not same, but still you can zip it and you get NaN values there. So you have an extra value, like if you don't have any value here, but I give 0 or null values, then it will take the input. It's an interesting point, right? So these kind of bit questions, they are usually asked in interviews, where people show these questions, and they give you 2 minutes or 1 second, not even 2 minutes, like 2-3 seconds, and they give you points based on that. And next is the series data. This is very common and most popular as well, and you should be knowing how to replace, clean, retrieve data, fetch data using data frame series. I was sneezing like anything for the last 1 2 hours since it's very very cold in the place I'm living. So like I told, here you could see NaN values here as well and here, but I did not pass index here, so you could see NaN values because of the irregular data sizing. Here there are two values and there are three values. So as I told you now, if you zip different sizes of data, then you get NaN values. So now if you just pass the index here by passing a list or a dictionary in pd.series, like this series gets inverted. It's this matrix is inverted and it is shown like 3 4 5 and 6 7 8, and the indexes are a b c, then a b c, like that. So the index should be same, the values are also sizes same. If the size is not same, then a null value could be directly placed by the uh, Python interpreter, Python compilers while running this cell. So how do we access and iterate over the data frames? So you can use for loops, the most common thing. I have created a custom data frame here so that you have strings, integers, and just list of list and strings list as well. And this is how you can access by giving df of c1 of I, then you can access all the elements, or df dot c1 dot I, or by giving for I in range of length of data frame, and by using lock. So there's a difference between lock and ilock. ilock is uh, ilock is basically where you have I is the position, so like eyeball pen. Yeah, just like an eyeball pen is very famous in India. um, it's a pen, it's a blue pen company. So you can give it the position here. So for 0 and 3, like I gave positions, then this is 0 1 2 3. Indexing always starts from 0, so you get 1 and 3. That's what I gave, D and this column and this column, you get the result. Yeah, that's what I was telling you. So for df dot log of 0 comma c3 and 0 comma c3, then it goes to 0 comma c3, and you have e1 e1 e2. Yeah, so that is what is called twice. But if we give another any other character, then we have another numbers. So I gave another character as well because we wanted to see some other results. And you can see another difference here. We have df dot index here. You are iterating over index. Here over the direct column names by giving log, and by iterating through the complete length of the data frame. And while iterating through the rows, you can give iter rows or iter columns or iter tuples. Iter tuples is basically you are getting attributes of the columns. Like for c1 and c3, you have d1 e, d1 e1, d2 e2, like this. Yeah, like this. Here, that's what I was saying. So, in most Pythonic way, and for manipulating the data frame, then we can also use the lambda function, where we will be applying the function rules which we want to iterate. Like instead of iterating every time, if you give lambda, then you can perform the any kind of functions like sum, multiplication, division, or something that involves iterating over all the elements in the data frame. Excuse me. So I would like to iterate over column C1 and column C3 and also represent them as strings. So I am passing them as a string parameter, and you have spacing here. So axis 1 is basically you are trying to iterate over columns. So it is like this, sorry, this. It is vertical is axis 1, axis 0 is horizontal, that is row. Here, that's what I'm saying about the parameter. So till now I gave all numerical or character or string values. So let's see if we give null values and DUF in data frame creation, then is it possible, and how do we give it? So NP is basically numpy. Numpy allows not a number. It's a library where it helps us to perform statistical operations. So I have created a specific custom data frame with the NaN values, and you can see that for column 1, that is C, you have 7 values, and you can also see NaN values in this one. And now I was trying to see PD.2 numeric and DF of C1. In this one, I was trying to fill it with NaNs. So if I do 2 numeric, then uh, the computer does not display any kind of number, but it gives you it's not a number. So you don't get something like a hexagonal bit, or something like a string or alphabetical representation like computer speaks 0111 or 0110 or a 32-bit ASCII value here, but you get a NA1, and this is quite an interesting question, because in the errors, if we just do pass, or if we just give it as coerce, there are different kinds of errors which can be given here, and your output also varies with that.